All right, what's up, y'all? All my NFL fans out there, how you live? This is the dude again. This time, I'm gonna be bringing you on this video my NFC portion of the wild card playoffs that will be happening this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday. The NFC wild card playoff matches will commence. We've got two good ones on the marquee. It's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Green Bay Packers. And of course, we've got the New Orleans Saints taking on the Seattle Seahawks at Quest Field at 4:30 Saturday evening. I can't think of a better way to spend my Saturday afternoon than sit in front of the TV watching some fantastic football. And I know I'm going to get my money's worth on this. So without any further ado, let's get it started. Okay, first match. We've got Green Bay versus Philadelphia. Now this rivalry right here, if you want to call it that, in the playoffs, goes back some 5, 6, 7 years ago, etc. This is not going to be the first time that these two have ever met, so just in case anybody got it misconstrued that these two teams were meeting for the first time, don't get it twisted. These teams have seen eye to eye before, and it's been mixed results in different years. So yeah, this one is gonna be a grudge match, believe it, because you've got a vaunted defense in the Green Bay Packers that are going to look to try and shut down the incomparable Michael Vick and his always explosive offense. Now, let's talk about the Green Bay Packers defense here. We've got Clay Matthews, who's one of the best, if not the best, pass rusher in the NFL right now. And just to think, he's only a rookie. So imagine how good he's going to be throughout the rest of his career. I mean, amazing. Amazing. And he just made the Pro Bowl too. How sweet is that? But anyway, they've got Clay Matthews, who is a very aggressive and a very rugged linebacker who's going to try to hunt down Michael Vick this whole game. And then, while you're dealing with him, if you try to pass the ball on Green Bay, you got to look out for those ball hawks back there at center field in Nick Collins and Charles Woodson that are going to be looking to snatch any chance that you have of scoring on the Packers and basically try to rub it in your face and take it back to the house for a TD. Now, the question is, and I know this has been the main question coming into this match, is how is Michael Vick going to get by this defense of the Green Bay Packers, who is relentless, I might add? Well, simple. Do what he did in the first meeting. If he can't beat him with his arm, beat him with his legs. We know that Michael Vick has that special double threat combination of throwing and running the ball. So, if you can't use one weapon in your arsenal, go with the other. Plain and simple. Whenever Michael Vick decides to run the ball, I've seen very few teams that have been able to stop him. Green Bay could be one of those teams, I'm just saying. Michael Vick's going to need to be a very well-rounded quarterback in this game here if the Eagles expect to beat this Green Bay Packers team. Red hot Green Bay Packers team, I should add. But yeah. But besides that, he's going to need to use his receivers, his Pro Bowl receivers, I might add, to help this team out in the game as well. You know, I call them the Fantastic Five, including Michael Vick. That's why I said five. But If you take Vic out, you've got the Fantastic Four. Meaning you got LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Action Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, and of course, Jason Avant. So, basically what Michael Vick is going to have to do is he's going to have to move in and out of that pocket and try to find his guys as quick as possible. Because if he hesitates for 1 second, he is going to find himself brutally beaten in this game. Beaten so bad to the point where he probably might not come back. And if I know that defensive line, like I know that defensive line for Green Bay, they will hurt him worse than the Washington Redskins did. If Michael Vick gets hurt in this game, then you could pretty much kiss the Eagles' chances of having that dream NFC championship match with the Falcons goodbye. So, like I said, if Michael Vick can't find anybody open, then he's got to go to the run game. He has the ability to do it. Question is, will he be able to do it, and can he do it? I say he can, but I leave kind of a question mark in my head is, will he? Because this defense is very, very tough, and they can close quarterbacks out very well, as we've seen throughout the season. So, Michael Vick, he's going to have to come up with a strategy to where he can either get the ball off to that talented receiving core that he's got, or either he's going to have to run the ball. Bottom line. But I like I like the Eagles' chances in this game, but then again, you can never count out the Green Bay Packers. Especially the Green Bay Packers offensive line, which we're about to get to right now, or I'm about to get to right now, I should say. This game, I think, is going to come down to if Michael Vick can survive a quarter without getting sacked so hard or blitzed so hard to the point where he'll be seriously injured and won't be able to continue, or will the Eagles defense find a way somehow to stop Aaron Rodgers. Now, I know everybody's been building up Aaron Rodgers as like the next big thing or whatnot, especially in Green Bay. But, as we all know, no guy is made of titanium or steel. Everybody has a weak spot. It's just going to take a special kind of team or individual to find that weak spot. And I believe it can be found with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, sure, he's an athletic guy. Yeah, he has some running ability. It's not great, but it's decent. He can give his team opportunities, to get in the red zone and score. I mean, sure, But, I mean, just as far as like just picking the defense apart, it depends on what type of it depends on what type of team that you're playing. I doubt that you'll be able to pick any team apart, especially in a game of this magnitude in the playoffs. I think no matter how bad your defense is, no matter how many stats they have on them as being the worst defense ever, if your defense comes to play and they play with intensity and they play with aggression and they play with desire, I think any defense has a chance of stopping any quarterback, no matter how great he may be built up to be and no matter how athletic he can be. And the same thing goes for Aaron Rodgers. I think that this defense does have a chance. It might be slim, but they do have a chance. They do have a chance of shutting Aaron Rodgers down. And how do they do that? I think because of the athleticism that Aaron Rodgers has, they're going to have to blitz him. And I think that's the same thing they're going to have to do with Michael Vick as well. Because Michael Vick, as we all know, is very fast and he's very crafty quarterback. So I think a pass rush just won't do. because I think Michael Vick has the instinct enough to dodge that, and if he finds a hole in the defense to run it downfield, then he'll do that. So I think what you're going to have to do is you're just going to have to crush him in pieces and blitz this guy. And I think that's the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. I think they're just going to have to blitz him. Plain and simple, you know. If they can do that, then the game will get very interesting. But if they give Aaron Rodgers time, or if they miss, or if Aaron Rodgers makes them miss, then the Eagles are going to be in very big trouble, because the receivers that Aaron Rodgers has are probably some of the most dangerous receivers in the NFL, meaning Greg Jennings and, of course, the wily veteran Donald Driver. So, you know, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. So, yeah, I mean, if those two teams can apply those strategies, if they can take either one of the other's quarterbacks out early, or if they can make them feel uncomfortable, then either team has a chance of winning this game. Now, as far as who I think is going to win this game, my prediction, you know what? Like I said, you can never count Green Bay out, and I believe they do have what it takes to go in and beat Philadelphia at home in the playoffs. But you know what? I just think this is Philly's time, and I think this is more so Michael Vick's time to show that he can get it done in the playoffs and that he can lead his team to the next level and lead them deep in the playoffs. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think this is going to be Michael Vick's coming out party. More so, I think this is going to be the offensive line's coming out party. And I think that they're just going to find a way to maneuver this always tough Green Bay defense. And I could see them winning a razor-sharp close game. This will probably come down to a field goal with David Akers. But I think Philly will come out with it in the end. I think they've got the heart, and I think they've got the courage. As we've seen against the New York Giants, they came back. They were down, I think, 24-3 throughout the first 3 quarters of that game, and they just came back and just shockwaved everybody and just were able to pull out that win in the Giants' home field. So if that's not evidence enough that the Eagles are a gutsy team, then I don't know what is. But I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles on this one. I say they pull it out. And like I said, this is going to be Michael Vick and the Philadelphia Eagles offense coming out party. I just have that feeling. But you can never doubt Green Bay. You can't never doubt it, because they've got some savvy veterans on that team and they know how to get it done. You can never count Green Bay out. It's going to be a close one, but I'm picking Philadelphia on that. And another little interesting stat, just so y'all should know if y'all want to know, I heard that Michael Vick is 2-0 as a starter quarterback in the NFL. So kind of be wary of that. And also, the Eagles are 3-0 in home playoff wild card games under Andy Reid. You might want to check that out as well. So that might come into play. Okay. The next game that we have is going to be the New Orleans Saints, the defending world champions, against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, before I get into this game, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to do this for the next video, because if I talk about this game, I might run over the time because my time is running short right now. And there's a lot of things that I got to get off my chest about the Saints. So instead of just wasting it all on this video, I'm going to move it to the next video. And I'm going to let y'all know how I feel specifically about this game. And I think you might be surprised with the prediction that I made. So stay tuned, and I'll see y'all on the next video, which will be airing right now. Deuce.